If you've followed me at all, whether you've heard me speak, been a client, or just followed me online, you understand very simply my job is to help people use their brains more efficiently towards whatever the results that they're trying to achieve. Sometimes that's with organizations and culture change. Sometimes that's with individuals getting new jobs or seeking new directions. Now, recently, I was asked about how we can use those same brain tools to achieve a different set of results, namely finances. And the concern came from every time somebody has a financial conversation, it ends up in an argument. It's something they're not excited for. It's something that's actually it's sort of like looms on the calendar. I got to talk about finances here, so I better drink the 3 days before. Okay, that might be a little much, but it actually makes sense because of what it's actually doing in your brain. And because of that, I'd like to put a quick series together. I'm going to be putting 4 or 5 little videos like this that give you some tools to be able to have better financial conversations and to maybe even get excited about finances, whether you're discussing them with your spouse or having that internal discussion and trying to choose new behaviors. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into the first one. And again, I'll try to do 4 or 5 of these to give you some broad brain tools, give you a little bit of brain information about why it applies and how it can be used. And if you like it, please just leave a comment. Let me know, see if we want to do some more of these. Now, the first tool, something we apply in a lot of different contexts when we're helping people kind of pull the reins back on your brain, is simply a question. This is a question you can ask with a spouse, or this is a question maybe you can team up with a friend, have them ask you, you ask them, and it can be applied in a couple of ways. The simplicity of the question is this: what's important about money to you? Now, that question's been used in a couple of different contexts. I've actually seen financial services use it, but it's important to get a couple layers deep underneath this question. Because what happens is we get habitually guided into I'm just making this decision because I've always made the decision this way. What we might not know is I'm making this decision because this is how I was raised, this is what I've experienced, this is good, bad. Now, we're not looking at right or wrong. What we're looking at is to get an understanding of I do this because I'm trying to achieve this. Now, initially that conversation should go into the area of maybe freedom, maybe security, maybe it's about who you want to be as a father or a mother or a brother or a sister or a wife or whatever the case might be. Now, that's the broader question. Here's also where you can apply that question. What I encourage you to do in terms of a brain tool to be able to kind of pull the layers back on some of the financial habits you make is every or as many or even just one purchase you make a day, I want you to ask yourself that same question. I don't care if it's buying a Coke or buying a car. When you go there, ask yourself, okay, what's important about this decision to me? What you're looking for is what you're actually trying to get out of that decision. And what it allows is your brain to open up new avenues for pursuing the same thing down the road. I mean, until your brain opens up to that, any new ideas or solutions for your finances are going to just butt up against those habits and likely not follow through. Meaning, I could give you here, go spend your money this way, but if you're not connected to what you're really trying to achieve, you're likely not going to make that decision. So here's how it applies. For me, we used to spend a lot of money, we still do, kind of go in and out, eating out. And for a while we said, I need to spend less on here, and it felt very constricting. I make money, I want to do what I want, so I can go out and eat. But then we started to ask that question, okay, what's important about this? And every time we went out to eat, okay, what's important about going out to eat? Well, I found for me, it was about being around friends. Yeah, I like good food, that played into it. I like to try a few different things, but what was really kind of more consistent in all of it was what was important about it was being able to hang out with other people. And so being able to open that up allowed me to start looking at, I could actually eat with other people at my house, still have good food, and spend about 25% less. But it starts with asking that question. So the first tool that I'm going to have you use is what's important about money, and then on a daily basis, what's important about this financial choice to you. Try it on, See if you can come up with some answers, because then as we go throughout these other videos, you'll see how you can apply that to maybe start making some financial decisions that are more in line with what you want, create more efficiency in how you get that, and then hopefully maybe be able to save some money, or whatever it is that's important to you can happen more often. At least case, that conversation gives us a starting point so we can have different discussions about how we spend our money. My name is Brian Fretwell. Hope you found this helpful. What's important about money to you? We'll try to have 3 or 4 more of these. Leave some comments in there. Let me know if you like it, so if we know if we're going to make some more.